What it is, what it do, and how the hell are all of you? With yours truly, Hotboxtalk, back with another one. I welcome y'all back to the set. We outside today. It's a beautiful motherfucking day. I'm trying to make sure some of this dandelion seed shit don't fall into my soda. Because I'm going to get pissed if it does. Because who wants that shit in their drink, right? Nobody does. Hope y'all been staying blessed. Hope y'all been staying safe. There's a whole lot of shit going on in the news lately. A whole lot of shit. And it doesn't seem to be stopping. I know every day it's they going after another statue, or another statue came down, or another protest happened. Like, we already covered the Democrat senator getting beat up by the protesters out in Madison. We already covered the fucking them tearing down the abolition statue. We've already covered Sean King calling for fucking them to take down white Jesus. It's insane. This is all in like a week. This shit isn't even, you would think this shit takes like every 6 months. Nah, man. And then we just talked about that Project Veritas shit with after James O'Keefe went and done stirred up a whole hornet's nest of shit and done exposed motherfuckers. Exposed content moderators. Man, we've been telling, conservatives been saying they be censoring us for no goddamn reason, man. They just proved that shit. Go ahead and try to argue that shit down, motherfuckers. That's, censorship ain't real. Y'all just really paranoid about that shit. Try to talk that shit down now. Facts. The fuck you talking? It's the words out their own mouth. But Leslie Brown, the lady that said that, ain't nobody got the white man's back no more. Ain't nobody got the white man's back. And then she laughed about that shit. She got fired. They let her ass go. See ya. No severance package. Fired. See ya. That shit's comical, bro. What did you think was gonna happen? I'm surprised. I bet ain't not one of them got a job still. But Leslie Brown, she was a senior person, so they cut ties with her quick. Peace. And then, knowing that type of shit, you really gotta be jumping around to different fucking social medias. You gotta use your Facebook, you gotta use Twitter, you gotta use Instagram, especially if you're trying to have a podcast or any kind of thing where you can talk your shit and get it out there, right? Artists gotta do it, rappers gotta do it, photographers gotta do it, shit. Even a bunch of politicians got multiple ways to get a hold of them. Well, at least talk they shit. Well, I'm on Parler now, and I'm on Twitter, I'm on Instagram, I'm on Facebook, but I really don't use Facebook, so you might want to catch me on fucking Twitter. You can always argue with me on there, at HBT Stoned 321. You know what I'm saying? And then Parler is hotboxtalk.phukka. PHUKKA. Get at me, dog. Let me know what you got. And then you can also email me at hotboxtalk.phukka@gmail.com. Holla at your boy. And then we gonna just kind of jump into this, right? So there's a lot of news going on, a lot. Like, I'm talking on the cancel culture, on the political landscape. We got the fucking Democrats opposing bills, coming up with their own, passing them, with at least getting them through the first thing that they want to get passed. Yeah, House Dems passed the police reform bill that they came up with after opposing the GOP. They're gonna do. They've been doing this shit the whole time. It ain't new to me. From all reports that I've heard about the Chaz, it's been pretty much closed down at this point. I know Steven Crowder did a live stream last night, and he sent Quarter Black Garrett out to the Chaz, and that shit was hilarious just to see him out there. Like, they was cracking hella jokes, and Steven Crowder was cracking hella jokes on Raz Simone. You should definitely check out that live stream. It's on YouTube. That shit was hilarious. Even if you don't like Steven Crowder, I think you'll just laugh. I think that shit's just funny. Just when he was cracking jokes on Raz. Mainly because he points out a lot of shit that, like I've said before, man, when they came up with the Chaz, they were against guns. Before they came up with the Chaz, they were against guns, they were against borders, they were against all this shit. And then the minute they take over the fucking city, their little area, they're gonna have to run with they're gonna build barriers to keep the police out. They're gonna fucking arm guards. They're gonna do everything that they said they didn't want to do. That they didn't want the U.S. to do anyways, or they didn't want Trump to do. Don't build the wall, but y'all built the wall. We don't like guns, but y'all gave out guns out the back of your cars. Shut the fuck up, man. The hypocrisy is real. It's real. The double standard is amazing. And I know motherfuckers will act like there ain't no double standard, but there really is. There really is. And one of the double standards is, this is a major one I see. This is a major one. The double standard against conservatives is hilarious in the fact that we'll just use the collective mentality. We don't want conservatives to pass a police reform bill because they don't give a fuck. Okay, you think Nancy Pelosi or Joe Biden or fucking Chuck Schumer or Tim Walz give a fuck about police reform? How long have they been in office? Long ass time. And I used my own governor. I can't stand the motherfucker, no way. I think him and Mayor Frey are nothing but a bunch of bitches. They gave up the fucking police precinct, and then they're gonna beg for federal funding. You let the city burn. You did. You guys fucking did. And then they made Mayor Frey fucking shame walk. And then if you watch his little this little thing he did today on KR11 and shit, ain't nobody was feeling what the fuck he was saying. He ran through his slideshow so fast to get up out of there because he's a punk. He thought his voting base was his friends. You fucking failed at doing your job on every level, on every fucking side. And back to the Pelosi and Biden thing. You think that they're actually going to, not even Pelosi, we're going to leave out Biden, Pelosi and the Democrats, you actually think that the House Democrats are going to come up with a bill that helps at all? No. They've been in office for how long? They don't give a fuck. The only thing they care about is lining their fucking pockets. And yeah, like I said, I'm all for getting rid of the police unions. I don't know if it's possible, but I was all for getting rid of them. Colorado's going to be passing a bill that fucking if the police officers violate your civil rights, they can be sued up to $25,000. They can be held liable for up to $25,000, not $2,500, $25,000. That's a hell of a lot of reasons not to fuck up. But that's a good thing. But that wasn't Pelosi that came up with that. That wasn't Schumer. That wasn't any of these the Democrats that are. I'm sure it was a Democrat because Colorado's a blue state. Now I didn't look it up or nothing like that, but that's good. I'll dig that shit. Hell yeah, hold police accountable. I've already said don't give them blanket immunity. Hell no. The fuck? But then we got that boy in Seattle that got shot, and he's going to blame the police for not getting to him and saving him fast enough. Are you fucking nuts? You were in the Chaz, literally, as you were shot, and you want the police to come in after there's a no-cop co-op. Are you fucking kidding me? The double standard is amazing. And I know I'm rambling and ranting, but I think y'all like that shit. That wind, man, is some nice shit. I'm telling you. And like I said, there's a lot of things going on, man. In one weekend they had three shootings. The Jazz did. Like, that shit's insane, man. And then like this is one of the things that I was for the police being held liable for some shit for that $25,000. That makes a lot of sense because when you work at a liquor store or you work at a gas station, at least in Minnesota, if you fucking sell a minor cigarettes and shit, you can be charged and arrested for that shit, man. Same with if you were selling a minor liquor. The fuck? They do not play around with that shit, bro. They'll lock your ass up. And catch you a fucking charge for it. Minneapolis City Council considers deleting the Minneapolis police from the city, basically the police department from the city charter. And what that means is, it has to go to a vote, but they want to rename it from Police Department to Department of Community Safety and Violence Prevention. Yeah, that's a long fucking name. Wonder how you put that on a fucking thing. So I got the article pulled up right here. City Council votes to put process to replace Minneapolis Police Department on the fast track. The new Public Safety Department would focus on a holistic, public health-oriented approach that would still allow for Law Enforcement Services Division. And then it doesn't surprise me because Minneapolis is fucking completely blue, seemingly. Minneapolis City Council voted 12-0 Friday to pass an ordinance that would push forward a measure to delete the term police department from the city charter in favor of Department of Community Safety and Violence Prevention. 5 city council members, including President Lisa Bender, have signed their names as authors. The new public safety department would focus on holistic, public, health-oriented approach, although it would still allow for Law Enforcement Services Division that would include licensed peace officers. And then it goes on. The head of the Community Safety and Violence Prevention would need a non-law enforcement experience in community safety services, who would then appoint a separate director of the Law Enforcement Services Division. And then on Friday's vote, suspends the normal rules to change the Minneapolis City Charter, put in the measure on the fast track to the council's charter committee in hopes of getting it on the November ballot. So residents still going to have to vote. I don't think it's going to work. Because the majority of the population does not want to defund the police at all. Plenty of polls that show that. And I'll even believe the polls that say Trump's losing. I'll happily believe this shit. But the double standards out here are just insane. And that shit's just insane. That to me, that's a double standard too. You're still gonna have a law enforcement division. Man, I've heard of a study or some shit where they were gonna put social workers way back when. I don't know how long ago. See, I've heard a little bit about it. I'm gonna look it up, but I've only heard a little bit about it. But it was where their social workers go do right along with the police and all that shit. But the social workers never showed up because of how dangerous the police job actually is. We can all deny that most of these cops just sit. We can all say they all sit and eat donuts and drink coffee. A lot of them do. But a lot of them do be working in some dangerous-ass zones. And you can't tell me that crime hasn't fucking spiked. There's plenty of articles out there that saying crime has spiked all over since the defund the police has happened. The abolish the police, all that shit. It's not good. Just not. And the crime just definitely isn't a fucking good thing. And like, one of my beefs right now is, how are we gonna have Keith Ellison and his son both in positions of power that openly support Antifa, especially since Antifa is now could be labeled as a terrorist organization? How does that shit make sense? That clearly is showing that Antifa has wiggled its way in to office. Somehow, some way, they've wiggled their fucking way in. So that doesn't surprise me that a lot of things get passed as easily as they do. That does not surprise me in the least. Keith Ellison is I believe our Attorney General of Minnesota, and then his son is a council member. And then this too. Mayor Frey and the Minneapolis City Council, they've let 10 cities pop up all over during a health crisis, during a pandemic, and yet you're pandering. That's pure pandering to me, man. Mayor Frey is just hoping that he gets to keep his fucking job. He was, like I said, they made him do that walk of shame. They're fucked. They're just fucked. And then you have Hawk Newsom. He's the one that said that if they don't give us what they want, if they don't give us what we want, we're going to burn it down. He says he doesn't condone rioting, but it's working. He said a lot of things that just kind of seem contradictory to me. Like that. I don't agree with rioting, but it seems to be working. Like, that just doesn't make a lot of sense to me, man. And then he called Jesus a black radical. Now, I've never said Jesus is white. I've never said he's black. Jesus is a Jewish person that was born in Jerusalem. That doesn't make him black or white. Sounds like he'd be more